Last year, we came to Silverstone with the latest Porsche GT3 RS to have a play with the car's new racing-style cockpit-adjustable damper and differential controls. It was an enlightening exercise, and the telemetry data and recorded lap time is now going to come in handy again. That's because today we're back at Silverstone with a different strain of factory-built GT3 RS to compare against the standard car, and this one is even more of an animal in every respect.
So some of you will know exactly what this car is on site. It is a 911 GT3 RS, but it has had the Manthey racing kit fitted to it. What does that mean? Well, look, if you go on Porsche's configurator in the UK, select GT3 RS, scroll all the way down to the bottom, past the wheels, past the paint colours, paint to sample, past the headrest trim, you will get to a section rather innocuously named vehicle accessories. Open that, and there's an option for the Manthey kit. It costs £99,999, and the aim is to essentially transform an already very serious trackday car in the standard GT3 RS into something even more focused, even more feelsome, and even more capable of grinding down those lap times incrementally.
Now I realise it might be useful to establish who exactly Manthey are. Manthey is a racing team based in an industrial hamlet nestled up to the Nürburgring. Founded by Olaf Manthey, it's been building competition 911 since the days of the 993. In fact, it became so successful that in 2013 Porsche took a significant stake in the company, tapping into Manthey's expertise to the extent that it asked the team to run the works 911s in the World Endurance Championship. This was during the era of the wild 911 RSR. Manthey run cars have since won the GT3 class at Le Mans both times since the new format was introduced in 2024, and the team is also a 7-time winner of a Nürburgring 24 Hours with its now legendary Grello 911. So Manthey knows racing, but of course for 2 decades or more it also offered customers its own spectacular third-party trackday packages for the GT3 and GT3 RS. Those packages, so respected by the customer base, have now been brought in-house by Porsche, becoming part of the official product portfolio, which is why you can now option one on the configurator. It's a unique and pretty radical proposition in the world of street-legal performance cars.
Okay, look, what does 100 grand get you if you send your car off to Manthey? Right, starting at the front, there's a much bigger splitter, so big in fact, that it actually needs these race car style supports. As you come around the side, there are gurneys for the front wheel arches just to clean up the airflow as it goes along the side of the car. And let's not forget the downplanes as well. The standard GT3 RS makes around 850 kilograms of downforce at 175 miles an hour. This car, when all is said and done, over a ton of downforce. So, moving along, onto the roof, we've got these fins. They rather remind me of the vortex generators on an old Mitsubishi Evo. Their job is actually to channel hot air coming out of the central radiator at the front of the car outwards, so that you've got cleaner, cooler, more effective airflow over the rear wing. Got the shark fin as well. That is very, very endurance racer. This is basically for high-speed stability. While we're here, a Manthey hallmark has always been aero discs. Now these are not actually for brake cooling, they're again for drag reduction. So these just clean up the airflow again as it comes around the back of the car, where you have this unmissable wing in carbon fibre. The main thing is the end plates. They are extraordinary, to be honest. Can't think of another road car with end plates that big, certainly not one that you can order off a configurator. And then, last but not least, this diffuser at the back, which looks like it's been purloined from a 911 GT3R Le Mans racer. So what we're going to do today is just find out how much quicker around a proper downforce track like Silverstone the Manthey kit makes an amateur driver. I've got all my notes here from last year in the standard car. I can see that the best time was a 2-minute 13.1. Now look, this isn't forensic or scientific. We're driving the two cars a year apart, but some of the variables are in reasonable shape. It was 12 degrees last year, quite cool, a little bit damp in the morning, almost exactly the same today. There's a little bit of dampness, we're hoping that will dry off. It's 13 degrees today. Last year we were on Cup 2 tyres, the Michelins. This car, as part of the package, you get Cup 2Rs, considerably stickier, but actually this one, they've stuck it on a Cup 2. So the weather is about the same, track temperature is about the same, the tyres are about the same. So we actually do loosely have a basis to see, as I say, what this kit can do for the lap time of the amateur driver.
We should quickly talk about dampers too. The Manthey pack brings entirely new custom valved coilovers with spring rates 30% and 15% greater at the front and rear respectively than the standard car. On previous Manthey efforts these have been manually adjustable, but are calibrated here to work through the standard car's cockpit controls. Lastly, ride height. The Manthey car is, it's fair to say, slammed to the deck compared to the standard GT3 RS, which is already hardly lacking stance.
Right, so it's been pretty damp all day, and it is finally, in the last hour or so, a dry line has started to appear. The track is still pretty damp in parts, but in the big braking zones it's dry, so in a minute we'll finally get a chance to see how quick this is. Before then, let's just talk about how this car feels in a subjective sense. I'm not really sure what I was expecting. I probably wasn't expecting it to feel quite as different as it does to the standard car, just in terms of brake feel, the way the sort of chassis communicates through your backside, steering response, all of these things. You know, the standard car feels like a very serious road car. This Manthey kit has sort of shifted that a little bit. It now feels a little bit more like a sanitized racing car, as absurd as that sounds. The last thing I'll just say is what a wonderful, wonderful car the 992 generation GT3 RS is. You can just drive and drive and drive, and it will take so much punishment, and it's so obedient, and it's so easy to get along with for something so unbelievably savage. So all I'd say is this, you know, if you have the standard car and you want the Manthey, but for whatever reason don't feel inclined to spend £100,000, don't feel that you're missing out too much. I think on balance, you know, the standard car has got a sort of usable edge to it, which makes it a much more rounded product. This Manthey is always clinking and clonking on the road, and you can feel every little machination in the suspension links. But they're both, yeah, just what a product, and the ability to kind of really come alive on a serious track like this is something very, very special indeed. Let's start to see what this can do then. Right, we're down the old pit straight into Cops. That braking is absolutely savage, about 95 miles an hour at the apex. Still a little bit damp under wheel. And then into Maggots, Beckett's, wow. In, brake. Oh. Hit the DRS button. It waits till the wheel is quite straight.
Numbers from our moderately scientific little experiment. The Manthey car eventually clocked a 2:11.15 on the Grand Prix circuit compared to the 2:13.1 of the standard car. There is daylight between them, in other words, albeit at a cost of around £50,000 per second at Silverstone. At its quickest, the Manthey hit 121.8 miles per hour on the exit of Farm, compared to 117.4 miles per hour at the same point in the standard car. Its top speed through Beckett's was a couple of miles per hour quicker too, and it was a similar story through all the committed stuff, with the mighty trail-breaking extravaganza that is Stowe feeling particularly epic subjectively as well as by the stopwatch. and the ability of this car to go around the outside of slower traffic during fast bends was, frankly, mind-scrambling. There's no doubt the aero works, to the extent that you often wish this car had 718 brake horsepower rather than 518. The GT3 RS can't come soon enough. Ultimately, you do wonder how much lap time improvement over the standard car, at least in amateur hands, is down to confidence more than anything. The brake pedal in the Manthey really is fabulously intuitive, and the gritty feel of the chassis yields a greater sense of connection with the car. It's an incredible machine, but then again so is the standard GT3 RS. Indeed, at £100,000 the Manthey kit is a classic case of diminishing returns, but those returns do evidently exist, and who with the means could resist owning the ultimate modern trackday Porsche?